Good evening, Lefties fans. We're live at Civic Field. The surging Lefties are back at it for the middle matchup of this three-game set against the Nanaimo NightOwls. Port Angeles came out swinging once again last night. They led 8-0 after just 4 innings, and the way Don Pita was going with his starting effort on the mound, might as well have been 15-0. Two teams separated by half a game in the standings, squaring off. Lefties looking for its 5th consecutive win after starting the season 2-10. I'm Evan Schmeiser, everybody. Absolute pleasure to be bringing you the action once again in Port Angeles. Drew Standen will draw the start on the mound. And to go along with the rest of the Lefties starting pitching, he's been a strong guy. 5.25 ERA overall. This will be his 4th game overall, the 3rd game that he'll be starting. 12 innings to his credit, a whopping 22 strikeouts. Only 4 walks alongside it. His last outing against the Victoria Harbor Cats a week ago, 4 1/3 innings to his credit, 4 earned runs, 6 hits, no walks. He was going really strong. He got touched up just a little bit towards the end of that outing. Looking to continue that same effort and see how deep he can get in the ballgame tonight. Elijah Ickes will dig into the right-handed batter's box to get us started, holding his hands up high, the slightly open stance. And the first pitch is taken at the knees for a called strike. We're underway. 6:38 Pacific Standard Time. 59 degrees, hardly a cloud in the sky. The mountains of Olympic National Park, perfectly in view in right field. A curveball a little inside, 1-1 the count to Ickes. Elijah went 1 for 4 last night, hitting .256 overall in the season, 3 doubles, 7 RBIs to his credit. Standen working out the stretch. Now 1-1 is on the outside corner, 1-2. Breeze is picked up ever so slightly, going from right to left. We can see both flags out in right field. They're gusting pretty good. Mostly calm day throughout. That 1-2 pitch is way outside, 2-2 the count. Saw during batting practice especially. Ball just jumping out to left. I know we're the Lefties, but with all that jet stream, that's just the way it is out here. That 2-2 curveball's back towards the middle. That's going to get past the diving MJ Kim for a base hit. So Ickes getting things started with a single, and that'll bring up Jimmy Legg. As Legg will settle into the left-handed batter's box, we'll take a look at the rest of the Night Owls lineup. He'll be followed by Wiley Waters at the DH spot. Brandon Hoope will bat cleanup. Then it'll be Reed Little. Brandon Nickel will bat 6th. Michael Easter, the catcher, hits 7th. Caden Casagrande will be the 8th man. Nico Diaz will round out the order for the Nanaimo NightOwls. Good lead at first from Ickes. He's stolen 2 bags. Legg shows bunt, pulls it back, and it's called a strike. The third baseman Gifford playing a couple steps onto the grass. Both middle infielders for the Lefties. Playing about halfway between the dirt on the infield grass and the outfield grass. Taking low his leg, he did not square that time, 1-1. Legg came in late as a pinch hitter last night. Drew a walk, 0 for 1. He drew a walk and he came around to score eventually. So no official at bat to his credit. Off speed pitch in there, 1-2 the count. You got a guy like Standen, you got to earn your way on. Not a whole lot of free passes to his credit. Loves attacking the strike zone, especially with the fastball early. And with guys on base, all that tail he has going away to left-handed batters. Could be good for a double play ball. Well, that's down and in, 2-2. Of course, a lot of room on the right side. You have the first baseman Ethan Young keeping the runner close. Bit of a shorter lead this time for Ickes. About 3 steps off the bag. Oh, and there he goes. He has a huge jump. Ball's lined right into the glove of Derek Gifford the third. That's going to be an easy double play back across the diamond. Oh, couldn't have drawn that one up any better. Ickes just got an unbelievable jump at first. Looked like he even took off a half second before Standen delivered the pitch. And of course, with 2 strikes, Legg had to swing, and he hit it hard. Gifford was right there. So L5 and then a double play over the first. That's on the inside corner, 0-1 to Wiley Waters. So now 2 outs, nobody on base. Not your typical double play ball, but you love that if you're standing any lefty faithful. Tries another curveball inside, 1-1. Waters the leading hitter for the Night Owls, hitting .450 overall, 1 home run, 7 RBIs. That's on the outside corner, 1-2. 2 for 4 last night with a double, slugging over .600. He's getting on base more than half the time. Standing comes set. Here's his 1-2. It's in the dirt, 2-2 the count. So Standing is set. Takes a couple breaths between pitches. He looks in quickly. He has his sign. Here's his 2-2 with nobody on. That one's down in the way, 3-2. Of course, you don't want to give Waters anything too good. I wonder if the aggressive Standing will go with the fastball. Waters stands a little closer to the plate now, slightly open stance. Fastball swung on and missed. Standing does challenge him. The Night Owls go down quietly. No runs, no hits, a line drive double play, much to the good fortune of the Lefties. Port Angeles coming to bat for the first time. The scalding hot Lefties look to get back to work. Fresh off a quick inning in the top half. Peyton Robertson will be on the mound for the Nanaimo NightOwls. 9 in the third innings overall. His third game he'll be starting in 4th overall. 1-1 with a 1.92 ERA. His last outing came 10 days ago against the Bellingham Bells. Took the loss in that decision. 4 2/3 innings. Only 1 earned run, 4 hits. Trent Jackson gets moved up to the leadoff spot. He swings and misses at the first pitch, 0-1 the count. Jackson was 1 for 5 yesterday with an RBI, hitting .286 overall, 3 RBIs. He rips that one through the middle for a base hit. Well, just a couple pitches into that at bat, already making that move up to the leadoff spot, looking good. And the Lefties able to answer back after the Night Owls put their leadoff man on. So Jackson now 1 for 1. They'll bring up Gifford. He had the day off yesterday. 1 for 7 the 2 games he played in Kamloops. Overall 6 for 19 with a couple RBIs. That one skied in the right center field. It's fairly well hit. Reed Little going back. The center fielder, Brandon Hughes, able to make the catch deep into the alleyway. He had plenty of room on it. Boy, that ball really jumped off Gifford's bat. I mean, he did look pretty good in batting practice. Couple early swings, back-to-back. left-handed batters for the Lefties to get things started. This time it'll be B.Y. Choi. Choi was 1 for 4 yesterday. He's riding a 4-game hit streak. A check on the runner at first, not in time. Each of those 4 games, Choi delivering exactly 1 hit. Of course, that's more than enough to keep any hit streak going. Could be a good opportunity for him. A lot of room on the right side. Another throw over. Jackson has good speed. He's only stolen 1 base. He does run extremely well, though. Really good guy, especially going first to third on base hits. Another long look in. Now the first pitch is taken low. Able to see Robertson go out of the stretch. That time went with about a 3/4 leg kick. Grown pretty accustomed to seeing pitchers working with a slide step, especially with a quick runner. Foul tipped into the glove of Easter, 1-1. Goodness, Choi was just hitting rockets all over the place during batting practice earlier today. Even with the way the ball is carrying out to left, he put a charge in them just out to right. A change-up. That one nubbed foul behind home plate, actually stuck in the fence. Now, Chris Schuhart on deck batter coming to get that one. Take a look at the rest of the Lefties lineup. Chris Schuhart will follow B.Y. Choi. Chase Taylor's the designated hitter tonight. Sam Adams will do the catching. Cam Kuster at 7th. Ethan Young's the 8th man. M.J. Kim will round out the lineup. Another throw over, not in time. Jackson back on a dive. Not the tallest first baseman either with Caden Casagrande over there. Especially with a guy like Jackson, who's not exactly a tall individual either. That's what you're used to seeing at first base. Here's the 1-2. It's fouled at home plate, in and out of the glove of Michael Easter. Well, Choi's seen just about everything that Robertson has to offer. He's seen the changeup. That looked to be like a slower breaking ball. The middle infielders now for the Night Owls playing really shallow. No, they're in double play depth. That one's inside 2-2. Pretty confident looking take on that breaking ball going down and in. I wouldn't even call that depth from the Nanaimo middle infielders double play depth. That's like halfway depth. That 2-2 is lined in the right center field for a base hit. Jackson's going to take the turn to third. He's on his way. The throw comes in. It's going to be cut off. Choi's got himself in a rundown. The shortstop, Ickes, is running at him. And he does apply the tag. Jackson's coming home. He's going to be safe at home plate. Heads up base running Trent Jackson. Coming all the way around from first to score. He was going first to third on the play. He saw that B.Y. Choi ended up getting himself into a rundown. And he had more than enough time to scamper his way home. Really excellent work overall. Especially picking up your teammate. Base running mistake by Choi, but Jackson only makes it 1-0 Lefties. 0-1 the count and the called strike to Chris Schuhart. Oh, what did I tell you guys earlier? Jackson may not have the stolen base numbers, but he's got the base running credentials. 0-2 to Schuhart. So 0-2 the count, 2 outs, now nobody on base, 1-0 Lefties. Robertson out of the windup, a little outside. Schuhart was 2 for 3 with a couple RBIs yesterday, hitting .240 overall. That 1-2 is skied into center field. That one's, well, it's pretty well hit. It drives Hoop back, and he makes the over-the-shoulder grab a few steps in front of the wall. Really get used to that. The ball's going to be flying all summer long here on out. And the Lefties able to put one on the board. 1 run on a couple hits, nobody left for Port Angeles. And through 1-0 early Lefties. Welcome back, everybody. Well, we're only through one inning here tonight. Already some wacky stuff. Let's see. With the lefties in the field, you have a line drive double play with the runner going, and then you have Jackson coming all the way around to score from first after your teammate gets in a rundown on a base hit. First pitch in and out of the glove of Sam Adams. 1-0 the count to Brandon Hoope. It'll be Hoope, Little, and Nickel. 4, 5, and 6 for the Night Owls, trailing 1-0. If you're standing, you love being able to get a lead. Throw a few pitches, coming out of the bullpen, get yourself a lead. That's a good feeling. Big swing and a miss, 1-1. First official night of summer across our great land. That 1-1 is hit in the air out to right field. It's well hit. It chases Jackson back, and he makes the over-the-shoulder grab as he goes banging into the wall. Goodness me, did that ball jump. Jackson's having himself a night already. There's only one out in the second. Definitely taking extra base hits away from Brandon Hoope. It didn't look like it was going to go out, but that ball could have easily gone off the wall. Goodness, offense all the way around. That'll bring up Reed Little. Open stance for him in the right-handed batter's box. Outside 1-0. Little hitting .364. No home runs, 5 RBIs. He did not play in last night's ball game. That's on the outside corner, 1-1. And especially, you get an early lead. You're a guy like Standen who loves throwing your fastball early, attacking the strike zone. Makes you want to do it even more. He loves to work quickly, get that ball and go. That curveball's low, 2-1. And especially, you already have 2 really nice plays in the field behind you. Oh, now Jackson's playing extremely deep in right. That 2-1 is just outside, 3-1 the count. It was close. And you have to, a night like this, play as deep as you are if you're Jackson, even with a right-handed batter. Also playing towards the line, so a lot of room in right center. The 3-1 is hit foul out of play, 3-2. So 3-2 the count. 1 out, nobody on base, 1-0 lefties. The 3-2 is fouled straight back. It might have been ball 4. I think Little ended up helping Standen out. Well, there's CJ to come pick up the foul ball. Well, he's moving and grooving. He's got the blue coat on, and with the blue pants, that's a look, and he pulls it off. Here's the 3-2 pitch. That one's on the ground softly out to second. MJ Kim is up with it. Plenty of time to record the second out. 2 up, 2 down for the Night Owls. It brings up Brandon Nickel. I'm going to have to put in a special request for, unless CJ's on the mound, no matter what the rest of the team's wearing, he's going to have to wear the blue pants and the blue jacket. I don't know if Carl's going to approve of that one, but I'm going to try. Well, first pitch curveball that ended up getting a piece of Nickel. Right off his upper arm. That's something you're used to seeing a whole lot from Stanley. Just one of those that got away. So a 2-out base runner for the Night Owls. It brings up the catcher, Michael Easter. Easter hitting .368 this season. 7 for 19 overall, 1 home run, 6 RBIs. He also got the night off yesterday. That misses a little outside, 1-0. Short lead at that, first from Nickel. Maybe 2.5 steps off the bag at most. Check swing, taken outside, 2-0 the count. Little not necessarily a threat to run. He's only attempted one stolen base, and he was caught. You got Adams back there, who throws extremely well. 3-0 the count. So Standon's missed with 4 straight. So he takes his glove off, adjusts his cap. Even with the 20-second pitch clock, still a little bit of time just to catch your breath and make a couple adjustments. Likely see a take on the 3-0 pitch. And he does take 3-1 the count. Doesn't look like Easter had any intention of swinging at anything at that point. Wonder if we'll see another take. Still a good hitter's count. 3-1 pitch, and he does swing away, and it's out of play towards the parking lot on the left side. Our public address announcer says right into Evans' windshield. Not quite. Here's the thing. I don't want to. A few times I've made sure my car was the furthest one away, but that's a pretty long walk. So I've gone a little closer, but I made sure I've had cars to kind of block mine. The 3-2 pitch, the runner goes, and it's fouled straight back. Granted, the problem. So I drive a Honda CR-V. I mean, it's not a flashy car by any means. She gets the job done, but she sits higher up off the ground. And all the cars that are currently blocking me, at least as far as I'm aware, they sit lower. So a line drive will be okay. If you get one of those lofty fly balls, well, things could get interesting. Here's the 3-2 pitch again. That one's roped hard in the center field. Kuster on the run, and he's able to make the catch. Nice running play by Cam Kuster to retire the side. No runs, no hits, 1 man left for the Night Owls. Still 1-0 Lefties. Standing strong.
Now at bat, the DH from Hawaii Pacific University, number 18.
5-6-7 coming up. 5-6-7 coming up for the Lefties. Chase Taylor, Sam Adams, and Cam Kuster will be our scheduled hitters. The Lefties leading 1-0 as we're set for the bottom of the second. Peyton Robertson will get back to work. And Taylor in the DH spot today swings the first pitch. That's laced in the right center for a base hit. Hoope is over to get it. No, just like Jackson did in the first, Taylor starts us off with a base hit in the second. On Sam Adams, they'll dig his way into the box. He's the birthday boy today, Sam Adams, turning the big 22. I'd have to assume everybody in the clubhouse got to be giving him a hard time about it. I assume that's part of any teammate's job, especially when a birthday boy comes around. Check on the runner, not in time, as Taylor goes diving head first. Adams had a good day yesterday, 2 for 3 with a key RBI single early. Hitting .308 overall. A couple hits in each of his last couple games. Now curveball's taking in the dirt. We'll take a look at the rest of the Night Owls defensively. Brandon Nichols over at third. Elijah Ickes is the shortstop. Jimmy Legg is at second base. Caden Casagrande is the first baseman. Michael Easter is behind the plate. Nico Diaz is the left fielder. Brandon Hoope is in center. Another throw over. Close play, not in time. And Reed Little's in right. Peyton Robertson on the mound will round out the Night Owls in the field. And they'll look to turn 2 with a man on and nobody out. A lot of room on the right side, but Adams has the ability to poke one over there. 1-0's on the outside corner, 1-1. Well, Adams takes one step out of the box, looking down to Lefties' first-year manager Carlos Ramirez to get the signs. Carlos got smoked by a line drive yesterday off the bat of Roberto Nunez. The 1-1. Hey, look at that. Right through the right side for a base hit. Taylor will stop at second. The ball wasn't all that deep. Adams does go the other way after all. What'd I tell you guys? Back-to-back singles put men on first and second with nobody out.
From Neosho County Community College, the center fielder.
That'll bring up Cam Kuster. He had himself a day yesterday. 2 for 4 with a double and a 2-run homer. High in the air, majestic blast into the jet stream of left field. I guess the way things are looking tonight, everywhere is a jet stream at Civic Field. Taylor at second, Adams at first. Kuster shows bunt. It's in front of the plate. Robertson hesitated. Looked like he was going to go to third. He takes the sure route at first. So Kuster able to get the job done on the sacrifice. 1-3 on the putout. Wasn't the greatest bunt in the world. He did bunt it somewhat hard back to the pitcher. Give credit to Taylor at second, though. Really good hustle. He got a good break. So an opportunity for Ethan Young. Came in late yesterday with a pinch hit single. He swings and misses that first pitch towards the outer half, 0-1. So the Night Owls will play the infield back, or at least in the middle. Corners are playing even with the bags. Slow breaking ball, swung on and missed, 0-2. Goodness, Young had himself a really good batting practice session. He was hitting some missiles the opposite way out to left. A ground ball or a fly ball would more than do the job at the moment. Second and third with 1 out. The 0-2 swung on and missed at a high fastball. Young goes down on 3 pitches. There's 2 outs.
Now at bat from New Mexico Military Institute, the second baseman.
So that brings up the 9-man MJ Kim. Kim did not play last night. Well, frankly, he put on a show the past couple days for his batting practices. I mean, my goodness. Just getting that ball into that jet stream. 1-0 the count. So second and third, 2 outs, 1-0 the count. Big swing and miss at a breaking ball, 1-1. So 1-1, 2 outs. Adams at second, Taylor at third. The Lefties lead 1-0. A single will likely score 2, at least with the way the outfielders are playing. Another swing and a miss at a breaking ball. Got away just for a moment from Michael Easter, not far enough. So Robertson looking to work out of a jam. Lefties have first and second, nobody out. The sacrifice bunt from Cam Kuster. Ethan Young struck out, and it's left to Kim on a 1-2 pitch. And here it is, way upstairs, 2-2. Longer looking from Robertson. Now he comes set. Kim looking to deliver with 2 outs. Here's the pitch again, swung on and missed. Back-to-back strikeouts for Peyton Robertson. He's able to work around a jam. Lefties miss an opportunity. Still 1-0 through 2. We'll be back in just a moment. Welcome back to the broadcast, everybody. Set for the top of the third. 1-0 Lefties. 8-9-1 coming up for the Night Owls. It'll be Casagrande Diaz and Elijah Ickes. Stanley will get back to work, stake to a 1-0 lead. First pitch is popped up foul into the screen, 0-1. I'm joined by yesterday's starting pitcher, Dom Pito. Dom, thanks so much for taking the time.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, it's my pleasure. I mean, Dom, you were fantastic yesterday. Just in general, steady in the top of the starting rotation through the first third of the season. 6 shutout innings yesterday, 8 strikeouts, 1 walk. So that 1-0 is on the outside corner, 0-2 the count. You did this all against a Night Owls team that came in hitting .289 collectively. Not sure if you're aware of that. Were you dialed in more than usual, or did yesterday feel kind of like just same old preparation, getting ready for another start? Swung on miss at that one. Casagrande goes down on strikes.
Basically, it was another day at the park. Just went out trying to compete. I'm out here for another week, so just trying to get my work in. Was working on throwing strikes and felt dialed with all my off-speed pitches. All my fastballs were landing, so I was just attacking the zone, doing what I can for the team.
Brings up the 9-man Nico Diaz. He'll settle into the left-handed batter's box, 1 out in the third. Now, speaking of that, so you've thrown nearly 85 innings now between this past season at Long Island University. 0-1 the count on a good fastball. And, of course, with your 4 games pitching so far this summer, you didn't pitch at all for LIU in 2022. You only threw 8 innings in 2021. I'm sure you talked about this kind of stuff with Ian over here, 1-1 the count, and all your pitching coaches back on the East Coast. You pretty happy with where you are as far as your workload is concerned?
Yeah, I'm very happy with it. I'm coming off surgery. I got surgery last March of 2021. So I'm really happy with where I'm at right now. Still building, still got a lot to go. Trying to get as far as I can with this game, and just eating a lot of pineapple, doing what I can to stay healthy. So
Pineapple, huh?
Pineapple, and just working hard, trying to do it the best I can, try to make the next level if I can, and just have fun playing baseball.
That's certainly a tremendous goal. That 2-1 pitch is on the inside corner, 2-2 the count. What's it like being around just so many other guys in this rotation, coming from different parts of the country, some teammates just coming internationally? I assume it's interesting to just pick their brains and learn from them. I assume them with you as well. 3-2 the count.
It's awesome. My school, we have a lot of guys from all over the place. We had a lot of guys from the West Coast come in this year with a new coach coming in from Washington himself. So we have a kid from Japan, we have kids from Washington, and then coming here was just a natural kind of integration here with guys from Hawaii and Korea and all over the U.S. It's kind of really fun to meet people, see how they live, how they talk. It's just
3-2 pitches, bounce on the ground. Young's able to flip the standing, covering. Nice play right there, 2 quick outs.
But meeting a lot of new guys from all over the place, getting to know guys, how they talk, different lifestyles all over the place, guys from Hawaii, guys from New York, Texas, guys that go to school in Utah. I mean, it's awesome to meet new guys and just see how other guys, other schools work, other guys, their work ethic, and how they go about their day-to-day.
So it brings up the leadoff man, Elijah Ickes. Ended up singling in the first inning to get a start, and then he was erased on a line drive double play to Gifford. And 2 outs in the third. A check swing, and yes, he does go around according to the field umpire. Who's the funniest guy in the clubhouse?
The funniest guy's got to be Weston Penninger. He is he is a different breed. Everything he says makes everyone laugh. He's always cracking jokes, but he's a dog out in the field.
That 0-1 is lined right into the glove of the shortstop, B.Y. Choi. 1-2-3 go the Night Owls in their half of the third. And just in case you're thinking about Don Pete, everybody, he's going to be around for a couple frames. So we'll pick up the conversation in just a moment. 1-0 Lefties, everybody. We'll be right back. We're good to go, everybody, for the bottom of the third inning. Top of the order coming up for Port Angeles, Jackson, Gifford, and B.Y. Choi. Jackson started us off with a base hit, eventually came around to score, some heads-up base running with B.Y. Choi getting in a rundown. 1-0 the count to him. Once again, everybody, I'm Evan Schmeiser. I'm joined by yesterday's lefty starting pitcher, Dom Pito, giving us some wise words of wisdom and some inside access. 2-0 the count. I'm very surprised, though, Dom, hearing that Wes is the funniest guy in the clubhouse. I would have thought CJ.
CJ definitely is a guy that makes it, keeps it loose, a guy that everyone looks to for a good joke. But Wes has come in. He came in a week late, and he's really made a mark on this team. Everyone's making his jokes, laughing at his jokes.
2-1 pitch taken outside, 3-1 the count to Jackson. On that case, I need to make it a top priority to, especially when he's in a funny mood, I need to find Wes. Pick his brain.
He's a character for sure.
3-2 the count. What do you think of Drew so far tonight?
Drew has been lights out all summer. I mean, we played him back in school ball.
Ball chopped softly foul towards the lefty dugout.
And he is a dominant pitcher. He is good stuff. He works from a funky arm slide. He can even drop it down even further, and we've seen him do it in bullpens. And he can dominate hitters, and it's awesome to watch.
Here's a 3-2 pitch coming in from Peyton Robertson. Inside, ball 4.
That's
Another good
Aquaman
at bat
for
from
you
Jackson.
Aquaman working hard for the lefties.
He does pull it off with the everlasting long hair.
Now at bat, the third baseman,
I was able to talk to.
7, Derek Gifford.
I don't know. I know Trent's not from Hawaii. Of course, that's Makana coming from Hawaii. He can pull it off, though, with all that hair.
We call him Aquaman or Jason Momoa because with the long hair and
Oh, yes.
his stature, he looks just like him.
Brings up Derek Gifford. Flew out on a fairly deep fly ball to center field. He's behind 0-1. So the Night Owls will set up to turn 2. The third baseman, Nickel, playing about even with the bag, just in case of a bunt. Swung on and missed on a breaking ball down and then 0-2. What's it been like facing the hitters out here? I mean, this is a top 5 summer league in the country. How's that been compared to the Northeast Conference, Dom?
It's been a good challenge. I came out here with a lot of expectations. My coaches said this was a top league, and I was excited to get out here and get my work in. And these hitters are tough. There's a lot of good takes on good pitches. I thought I executed the past few weeks, and a lot of good barrels when I miss a pitch. And so it's been good competition that I'm trying to get my work in.
Here's the 0-2 pitch to Gifford. Balls it softly back to middle. Flag down by Robertson to second for 1. And in time back to first for a double play. So 1-6-3 double play. There's now 2 outs and nobody on base.
Now batting the shortstop, number 16.
What's it like seeing the coastline out here, especially especially growing up or going to school on the East Coast?
It's so different. When we showed up to the field the first day we got here, and I saw the snow-capped mountains, and I've been able to golf a little bit with the mountains in the background. It's been a totally surreal atmosphere here. The ball doesn't fly as far, obviously, at sea level, but it is really fun just seeing all the different terrains and having the ocean right here and then the mountains right behind
Choi
us.
skies that one high in the air on the infield. The first baseman, Casagrande, comes in. He's able to make the catch in foul territory. So the lefty's able to get a man on the base, on a walk, everybody. Double play erases that. So the lefties go down quietly in their half of the third. Flying along at the moment, 1-0 lefties through 3. And joined by Don Peel, everybody. It's been a real pleasure so far. Now we're cruising along, everybody. Set for the top of the 4th inning. Drew Stanton will get back to work. It'll be 2-3-4 coming up. Leg, Waters, and Brandon Hoope. First pitch taken inside, 1-0 the count. Leg lined out to third. Ended up being a line drive double play his first time up. Once again, everybody, I'm joined by Lefties starting pitcher, last night's starting pitcher, Dom Pito in the booth. Once fouled straight back, 1-1. And we're talking just a little bit ago to conclude the bottom of the third, just about the different regions. Dom, you ever been to the Pacific Northwest, let alone Port Angeles, before this summer?
I have not been to the West Coast in my life. The farthest west I've ever been is Austin, Texas, to visit my sister who went to UT, Hookham. But it's been awesome.
Ball's bouncing the ground at first base. Young's up with it. He tosses to Stanton, covering in time. 3-1 on the putout. So first time west of Austin, Texas. There's a lot more land once you leave the East Coast.
Yes, definitely. The 5-hour flight out here was definitely something I was not ready for, but had a good time. Got out here, and now we're getting to work.
Oh, wait, 5 hours. Where did the flight start from?
Pittsburgh. Flew from home. Direct flight, thank goodness, but got out here safely, which is all that matters.
Wally Waters takes a first pitch fastball just outside 1-0. 5 hours? Only 5 hours from Pittsburgh to Port Angeles? You must have had some good tailwinds. That sounds quick to me, my friend.
Flew into Seattle, got a ride up here. It was the 2.5-hour ride from Seattle, which was
1-1 the count.
Which was very scenic, which was awesome to see. The water and the trees and the mountains was awesome. So a lot of different landscapes you see out here, which is really cool.
Oh, I couldn't agree more. This is by far one of the most beautiful states in the entire country. So that 1-1 is taken low and in the dirt, 2-1. Yeah, like when I initially came here, I drove from south of here, Mount Rainier National Park, about a 2.5-hour drive. So you kind of came across directly east from Seattle, outside 3-1. Difficult. Other Northeast guy trying to describe geography of a place that still kind of getting familiar with it.
Yes.
But so I came south, kind of around Olympic National Park, across some of the bigger bodies of water and some lakes, and that was scenic. Swung on a miss, 3-2 the count to Waters, 1 out in the 4th. Even though do any adventuring on your day off, well, you're able to go out to Lake Crescent.
Yes, that was
a week
beautiful.
Ago.
The water was freezing cold, but the mountains in the backdrop was awesome, and it was a really fun day with the fellas.
A 3-2 pitch swung on and missed. Drew Stanton is feeling it right now. 2 quick outs in the 4th. And I was able to talk to Shea just before the game started. Tell me all about how Drew attacks the strike zone. Well, he's doing more of that.
Like I said earlier, he is a dog when he gets up there. He comes out and attacks hitters, and he knows his stuff plays well, and he doesn't back down to anyone.
Brandon Hoope flew out to right his first time up. A nice play by Trent Jackson at the wall. He's behind 0-1. Hey, a whole lot of fastballs from Drew, but if you're getting the called strikes, why not keep going to it? 1-1 the count. That pitch misses in the dirt. And so after the season ends for you, Dom, will it be flying back home to Pittsburgh for the rest of the summer?
Yeah, flying back home. I fly home on Monday. I'll get home on Tuesday. It's a red-eye flight. Take off just before midnight, so I'll get home Tuesday just before noon.
Good curveball in the inner half, 1-2 the count. And so what's going to be some of the big goals going through next season at LIU?
It's building on what I work on this summer. As Drew paints a ball.
Oh, that was nice. On the outside corner, a called strike 3, 1-2-3, top of the 4th for Drew Stanton. Hopefully, will he be able to continue the conversations with the bottom half? All right. Well, we'll pick it up in just a moment, everybody. Welcome back, everybody, as we get set for the bottom of the fourth at Civic Field. 1-0 Lefties. Schuhart, Taylor, and the catcher Adams. Peyton Robertson gets back to work this fourth inning. First pitch is a curveball missing outside. Schuhart flew out to center his first time up. Joining the booth once again, everybody, Dom Pito for the Lefties. Goodness, I've had a lot of fun. And Dom says he has too.
Having a blast up here.
Oh, I appreciate that. I'm going to hold you to that one, my friend. And so we were talking just before the end of the last half inning, some of your goals with going back to LIU ahead of next season.
Just building on what I'm working on this summer. Came in working commanding the zone, attacking hitters early and putting away with my stuff. I feel like I have pretty good off-speed pitches and just letting them play and then being able to come back in my role.
2-1 is nubbed in front of the plate. Over off the mound is Robertson. Will take it to the bag himself. One unassisted on the putout.
But basically just coming back, trying to step into the role I was in this year and doing what I can for the team. Obviously, we didn't have our best year, and we were doing what we can to build on what we had this year, even though it wasn't a lot. But coming back, trying to earn a even a better role and stepping up for my team, getting a better record than 19 wins, which was obviously disappointing, but had a good run, had a great group of guys, and just trying to do what I can to win baseball games. And, again, like I said, extend my baseball career into the next level.
Chase Taylor takes a first pitch curveball outside. Singled his only at bat in the second, ended up being left over at third. Here's the 1-0 coming in from Robertson. That's on the outside corner, 1-1. I'm definitely going to miss this place eventually. I know I've got a little bit longer here, about 2 more months. I'm going to miss it when I leave here.
It's an absolute beautiful place to be. It's definitely a little different than home, but it's been a blast so far, and all the scenic views and everything I'm going to remember forever.
A 2-1 from Robertson's lined over the head of the second baseman Jimmy Legg for a base hit. Nice piece of hitting from Chase Taylor. He's 2 for 2. You got to hate it, though, on the mound when a guy's able to do that, though. It was a pretty good pitch towards the outer half, and he just puts a better swing on it.
That's why they call it a battle. Sometimes the hitter wins, and you make your pitch, but he puts a good swing on it. You just got to tip your cap and move on to the next guy.
Well, that next guy is the birthday boy, Sam Adams. He's 1 for 1.
Shout out to the mayor of Ma, Sam Adams. Happy birthday, brother.
The mayor of Ma. How'd that one come to be?
Road trip games called Mafia, but because we have a very comedic group of guys, we've shortened it to Ma, and he has slowly become the mayor of Ma.
Interesting. He takes a curveball outside, 1-1 the count.
The holy and sacred game of Ma has been played on many of road trips, not just by the Lefties, but every team in college baseball and even in higher ups. So it's been a staple in road trips, and we've definitely had our fair share of games.
So Robertson working out of the stretch. That 1-1 swung on a miss by Adams. Shay, can you confirm this game?
Oh, yes, I can.
All right. Well, Shay's able to confirm it, everybody, so we know it's official. Not that I ever doubted you, Dom, but it's good to get a second opinion on the matter.
The games can get intense, too. It's a fun time. It gets guys rowdy sometimes whenever the arguments roll up, but
just outside 2-2 the count.
It's something that I look forward to on every road trip, trying to get guys into it. You can kind of see how guys react when they're called out for things, and it's awesome.
Well, now I'm really jealous. I'm able to go on these bus rides. That 2-2 pitch towards the hole again on the right side. That's going to leak in the right field for a hit. Sam Adams on his 22nd birthday is 2 for 2. And 2 base hits through the open hole on the right side.
Our catching duo today of Chase and Sam both have been hot at the plate and hot behind the plate. Both of them work great games behind the dish, call a great game, work hard for our pitchers, and they are just two catchers that I love throwing to no matter who gets put back there.
So a somewhat familiar situation. Last time Cooster was up. Back in the second, he sacrificed bunt, moving Taylor and Adams up to second and third. This time only 1 out. We'll expect to see him swing away. And, of course, doesn't square. He takes a curveball high. That's a great problem to have if you're Carlos Ramirez. Just 2 backstops who are just, in a good, friendly way, just going at it, trying to get as much playing time as they can.
Especially in summer ball, having multiple guys that can step in, give guys breaks, and then a day like today can throw a guy in a DH spot, get them more at-bats, get them more time in the lineup instead of out of the lineup, which is great for those two and getting every AB they can and working on what they're working on and continuing to get better for their next upcoming season.
Oh, some really good inside perspective. Has there been any kind of situation generally where like a pitcher's been assigned to a certain catcher, or has it just kind of been depending on the day?
It's been just depending on the day. We've had a pretty steady rotation of Sam and then Chase, and even before that we had a couple other guys who caught that before Chase got here, stepped in, and everyone we've had behind the plate who I've thrown to has called great games, worked hard for me, and that's all I can ask for in a catcher, working hard for balls in the dirt, balls around the zone that are stealing strikes, and which is all you can ask for as a pitcher.
Here's the 2-1 coming in from Peyton Robertson to Kuster. And it's just a little bit low. Good take right there from Kuster. So hitters count, 3-1 the count, 1 out, men on first and second. Lefties looking to add on to their 1-0 lead. So Robertson comes set again. The Night Owls looking to turn 2. He kicks and deals. A high bouncer out to short. Ickes backs up on it over the second for 1. Not enough time over the first. The ball gets away from Casagrande, and it looks like it's going to get out of play. So Taylor is going to be awarded home plate. Really good hustle right there from Cam Kuster. He runs well. Just backing up right there from Ickes. Just enough to force the bad throw from leg.
That is something that happens a lot here at Civic Field. Balls getting in the dugout, giving guys extra bases. It's happened to me before. It's happened to a couple other pitchers since we've been here, and it is something you just hope when you get a ground ball where you're trying to get out of a situation like that, it just kills your momentum.
So let's see. It's a fielder's choice for Kuster. No RBI. Ethan Young takes a curveball for a strike. Can't assume a double play, everybody. And then an E4 with the throwaway at first. That allows the run to come across. And, of course, it's Kuster up to second base automatically. You've got to hate that if you're a pitcher.
It is frustrating, to say the least.
Young ropes one in the right field. Little comes on. He's able to make the play. Ended up playing Ethan Young just a little bit more shallow. So that retires the side. Lefty's able to put a run on the board thanks to some good hustle by Kuster and the catcher duo, as well as an error. 2-0 Lefties through 4 innings. Dom, you think he'll be sticking around just a little bit longer?
I'll stick around. Might as well.
All right. Dom's going to be sticking around just a little bit longer, everybody. Big fan of it. We'll be right back. We're good to go for the top of the 5th, everybody. Lefties now leading 2-0. Drew Stanton will get back to work. Reed Little, Brandon Nickel, Michael Easter, the scheduled hitters. 0-1 the count to Little. Bounced out to second base, his only at bat. And everybody, joined in the booth by Dom Pito. He's been more than kind enough to lend us a little bit of extra time. One of his rest days, fresh off a really good outing yesterday. 6 shutout innings in Game 1 against Nanaimo. It's got to be a different feeling when you know you just have your good stuff on a given night.
It is the best feeling when you can go out and feel like you can throw any pitch in any count as Drew gets his 4th strikeout of the day.
Oh, yeah, he's looked good. Drew Stanton, he's got that similar stuff going tonight.
When you can step on the mound and you feel like you can throw any pitch in any count, it is exactly the feeling you're looking for every night. And sometimes you don't have it in the bullpen warming up, and you go out in the game mound, and it just, for some reason, snaps into you. It's awesome.
Well, that brings up Brandon Nickel, who was hit by a pitch on a curveball his only appearance. He'll bat with 1 out and nobody on. That's a good fastball from Standen right at the knees. Now, Dom, you're telling us right at the beginning of this that so we're talking about what's harder, pitching or putting the headset on. You sound pretty good, my friend.
The headset is definitely just –
Wow, okay. So another breaking ball. That one ended up hitting the helmet of Brandon Nickel. Obviously no intention. He gives the thumbs up back to his dugout. You know, it's funny just how certain results tend to happen with certain hitters. Sometimes hitters see pitchers better or worse. Twice, Brandon Nickel has been hit by breaking balls. The only difference is this time it came on the second pitch of the at-bat. So an potential opportunity for the Night Owls. Lefties look to turn 2. Swung on and missed right there on the first pitch to Easter. So the headset's a lot harder than pitching.
The headset is definitely something you got to get adjusted to. It's something I always feel like is fun to do when you get the opportunity, which is why I'm loving staying up here as long as I can.
That ball's lined into left center field. It's going to drop for a base hit. It's going to split the gap. Schuhart's over to get it. Nichols digging his way into third. He's going to be held there. A good throw on one hop into the cutoff man. So a 1-out double puts men on second and third with 1 out. So Stanton's going to have to work out a little bit of a jam. He's been sailing along at the moment. Now he'll force to sweat just a little bit more.
Now at bat, the first baseman, number 13, Caden.
And what do you think the mindset is at this point if you're standing on the mound, Dom?
Just trying to get an easy out, trying to get a lazy fly ball or even a strikeout, which he's very capable of doing. He's been mowing through hitters. I believe he came into the game with 22 strikeouts in his, 4 appearances.
Oh, yeah, he's among the league leaders, certainly. Casagrande takes a strike, 0-1 the count. He was one of Standon's 4 strikeouts so far in the evening, that coming in his first at-bat in the third.
But just coming in, knowing the situation obviously is a little more high pressure, but it doesn't change the focus. You're still trying to pound the strike zone. You're still trying to get ahead of a hitter and then put him away when you are ahead.
Standon still working out the stretch. High leg kick. That 0-1's just a little bit low. 1-1 the count. The lefties will play the middle infielders back with MJ Kim at second, B.Y. Choi at shortstop. Even the corners are back. Young is several steps beyond the third base bag. Same with Gifford at third. So they'll concede a run, leading 2-0. That 1-1 is bounced softly foul behind home plate. You think we'll see the breaking ball from Standen ahead 1-2?
It has been his pitch when he's ahead in the count. He just got one chase swing that kind of got a bat on it, but it has been his wipeout pitch, so I believe he would go back to it, or a fastball up. I would not be surprised with a fastball up here.
It's a slightly longer looking from Standen. He comes set. Adams is setting up on the lower side. It's a curveball, but it misses high and a little more inside. Looked like Adams did want that down. So it evens the count 2-2.
Still attacking here. Still have a pitch to give and can put a guy away with a curveball in the dirt.
So he'd be all for trying to double up with another curveball. Let's see what Adams ends up setting up. It's a fastball. It's lined. It's knocked down by Gifford. No runners advance. Casagrande is going to be safe at first. Couldn't tell right away if that ball was caught. It was a good play just to keep it around him. It'll likely be a base hit. It loads the bases with 1 out. Oh, Gifford's been busy over there. Dom, I'm not sure how much you've noticed it with shagging fly balls. I mean, that sun, this time of the evening, is starting to set. It's tough out there on the third baseman and left fielders.
It is brutal out there. I was out in left field today trying to shag some fly balls, and it can get lost in the sun, especially, I know, talking with our hitters. When the shade starts coming in from the bleachers, it is hard to see it at the plate.
Nico Diaz bounces that first pitch softly. Young, he's going to come home with it. Good play to get the out at the plate. That's fielding your position. It was chopped softly up the first base line. Ethan Young came charging like he was a big-time freight train, and he threw home on the run. So 2 outs now, still bases loaded. That was Brandon Nickel who was cut down at the plate. 3-2 on the putout. Up to third goes Iser, Caden Casagrande up to second, and it's Diaz reaching on the fielder's choice. That's already 3 times now. Just some excellent plays in the field we've seen behind Standen.
Since the early struggles for our team, we've really settled in the field and at the plate. We've obviously found a groove with 4 in a row and trying to extend it here, but we've found our groove and just trying to roll with it.
Couldn't put it better myself. 1-0 the count to Elijah Ickes, the leadoff man. Singled in the first, lined out to short in the third. The second baseman, MJ Kim, playing extremely deep at his spot, even with the righty up. Low 2-0. I do find it interesting the way you're still able to shift in the college game compared to the professional ranks.
And it has been such a difference in the pro game. I know a lot of hitters that have had higher averages with the benefit of no shift, and in the college games, guys still getting out on what would be hits if there was no shift.
That 2-0 just misses outside. That's a pitch anybody's going to want.
This umpire is known to have a very small strike zone, so it's a struggle as on the mound and at the plate. You know you can get away with some takes early in counts, but late in count you got to be able to attack. And
probably see a take 3-0. Yep. Looks like he did take all the way. 3-1 the count. That fastball right down the chute from Standen. 2-0 Lefties, top of the 5th inning. 3-1 the count to the leadoff man Ickes with the bases loaded. See if Standen goes with another fastball right here too. His 3-1 is a little low, ball 4. It's going to force in a run. It'll be Michael Easter crossing the plate. RBI for Elijah Ickes. Only the first walk we've seen tonight from Standen. He has hit a couple batters. Well, then again, he's hit Brandon Nickel, but twice. Allow me to rephrase that one. So still a chance for him to get out of it with the lead. Lefty's still up 2-1. It brings up Jimmy Legg. And he's 0 for 2 tonight. Once again, Evan Schmeiser, Dom Pito, starting pitcher for the Lefties, kind enough to give us his time on his off day. That's a good fastball, strike 1. I assume it's got to be a very valuable thing, especially during the offseason, getting some of these higher pressure innings just to simulate those situations for the regular season.
And that's a big aspect for the guys that don't get a lot of innings in school ball. Getting those opportunities in the high pressure situations and getting put in situations that you're not normally put in. If you have a loaded staff, you don't get those opportunities in the tight games, you get thrown in the blowout games, or if you are in the tight games and can't produce, you got to be able to come out here and get those opportunities and run with them.
So Standen comes set, 1-1 the count. Trying to work out the bases loaded jam. So that one's lofted down the left field line. It's going to slice in the foul territory, and it's going to drop foul. It's nowhere near enough time for Schuhart to try and make a play. Especially, as you said before, Pito, you have a guy who's coming back off an injury, and he's healthy and good to go. I assume summer ball is a great way to try and just ramp things back up.
Yeah, there's guys on our team that got sent away for summer ball that are just looking to get innings, get opportunities where they can to show their stuff, who didn't get an opportunity in the school season to show what they have, to show the coaching staff, hey, I belong here. I can be a guy for our staff.
Here's the 1-2 from Standen. The one's low and in the dirt. Good play from Adams to keep it around him. It evens the count 2-2. So a high leverage spot for Drew Standen. His lefty's up 2-1. Looks like there is some action in the lefty bullpen. See somebody playing catch out there. There's no hard throwing just yet. So Standen comes set. Trying to work out of this jam. Here's the 2-2. Little outside, 3-2. The runners will be off. Casagrande at third, Diaz at second, Ickes over at first. Ickes drawing a bases-loaded walk just a moment ago. Nowhere to put him. Standen comes set. Here's the 3-2 with 2 outs. The runners go, and it's taken outside ball 4. So they'll force in another run. Definitely not something we see a whole lot from Standen. Back-to-back bases-loaded walks. It'll tie the game. We're going to get a meeting from pitching coach Ian Turner on the mound. Obviously try and settle him down. Of course, try and stall a little bit of time to get the man up in the bullpen.
These pitching meetings normally are exactly what you're told they are in the booth. It's get out there, slow the pace down, slow the heart rate down, and give the guy in the pen a minute to get warm, get his arm ready, But more or less, you're just trying to go out there and say, hey, we have faith in you. Go do what you got to do and get out of this.
What's often your first reaction when a pitching coach comes out there? Obviously, it's different depending on the exact situation, of course.
Especially in summer ball, the pitching coach normally makes the changes, which is a big difference from school ball. When the pitching coach comes out, you know you're all right. You're like, all right, I'm still in the game. I just got to calm. They're just trying to slow the pace down. But here at Port Angeles, normally Coach Ian comes out to make the change. So you never know if you're coming out or you're staying in.
First pitch to Waddy Waters. He swings away, ends up coming up empty. Might have ended up helping Standen on that pitch, a borderline one. We saw Ian try to throw batting practice about a week ago. He's got one heck of an arm, but he's not a BP guy, at least not yet.
You can definitely tell he was a pitcher in college, but he is not ready for the BP scene yet.
Oh, just missing. A few fans definitely wanted that one. Tougher to see high and low from back here. It evens the count 1-1. So still bases loaded. 2-2 is our score. Was on the ground. Diving stop, Gifford. But looks like everybody's going to be safe. Got to give credit to Ickes right there, hustling his way from second to third. So another run does cross, that being Nico Diaz. It's 3-2 Nanaimo. But boy, Gifford's had an excellent day over there. He definitely saved at least one more run.
Gifford has been a workhorse for us over at third base. He played a couple other positions for us, but he has been solid in the field this whole summer. And for a guy that came in on a 10-day contract, earned his way to a full summer contract, he is a guy that we love out there, and I love having behind me.
It is really refreshing to see a lot of stories just coming to action. Fouled straight back, 0-1 the count to Brandon Hoope.
Especially with this team, we had a lot of guys when we first got here. I think we had close to 30 guys, and after our first few games, we had a couple guys get sent home, a couple guys who were told, hey, we just don't have the at-bats, we don't have the innings for you. We hope you can find another team to go get innings or at-bats, and we found a good squad to kind of roll with, and we found a rhythm here, and now we're trying to keep it.
It's definitely been several entertaining home games. That's a good fastball, 0-2 the count. Hoope, the ninth man to come to the plate this inning. Seen a couple times this inning. Stan able to get ahead of some of the guys, not quite able to put him away. So he's up 0-2 in the count, 2 outs. Still a more than manageable situation. Lefties trailing by just a run. That 0-2 is way outside 1-2.
A lot of pitches stacking up for Drew this inning, which is tough as a pitcher when you're out there for that long. It really weighs on you. You're trying to just execute as much as you can, try to stay smooth, do what you can to get an out any way possible, whether it's a ground ball or a fly out. Obviously, you'd love the punch out just for the stats, but you got to try to get your way out of this.
So Standing comes set. Adams is ready for it. The 1-2 pitch. That one's bounced down the third base line, just foul. Is it safe to say it's also a slightly different mindset if having an idea on the mound, hey, these could be my last one or two hitters depending on the situation?
Yeah, at school ball, there was a lot of guys on the dugout yelling, just empty the tank. Just go out there and give whatever you got left. If you're normally throwing 90 and you got to throw 84 in there just to get out, so you got to do what you got to do.
Here's the 1-2 pitch from Standen. It's a curveball blocked nicely by Adams. Evens the count 2-2. The center fielder Kuster playing extremely deep just with the way the ball's jumping. Jackson, he's been back there just about the entire night playing fairly deep and right. The 2-2 pitch from Standen. Swung on and missed. Fifth strikeout of the night for Drew Standen. The Nanaimo NightOwls able to send 9 men to the inning in their half of the fifth. 3 runs come across the plate. A couple bases loaded walk and an infield single. Through 4.5, 3-2 now NightOwls. We'll have one more half inning coming up from the man of the hour, Dom Pito, in the booth. Thank you once again for joining us, everybody. We're good to go for the bottom of the 5th inning. 9-1-2 coming up for the Lefties. MJ Kim goes after a first pitch breaking ball and comes up empty. Kim, then Jackson and Gifford. Peyton Robertson will get back to work. Now stay to a 3-2 lead. His Night Owls able to put up 3 runs just a moment ago in their half of the 5th. Every good thing has to come to an end, everybody. Just one more half inning with one of my new good friends, Dom Pito, joining us in the booth. You definitely might have a future doing color, my friend.
I mean, I'm having a blast up here. I definitely got to get my work in. I've definitely had some quiet moments, which, if anyone knows me, doesn't happen often, but we'll get there.
A 2-1 is off the hands on the infield on the left side. The third baseman, Nickel, able to snare that one down right in front of his teammate, Elijah Ickes. Now, this takes practice. This takes practice up here, and it helps that you definitely know the game.
That is definitely an advantage I would have over some people up here, especially in my time at LIU. We've had some guys that aren't exactly baseball guys, but they're up here because they love doing it.
First pitch outside, 1-0 to Trent Jackson. So Robertson have the windup. That one's popped up left side. It's going to foul territory. Third baseman Nickel on the run. Diaz is over there as well. He ends up lunging back over towards fair territory. Haven't seen a sign yet.
Just overran it.
Oh, it looks like he did drop foul. Okay. I appreciate that. I guess you had a little bit of a better angle than me. I got blocked off by one of those poles right there.
The foul balls here are hard to judge when you don't know where the fence is, especially with the new fence we just got in this past week. Especially for our guys, we've had a lot more room, and now we have less room.
1-1 is in and out of the glove of the catcher, Easter. Called a ball. So 2-1 the count, 1 out with Jackson at the plate. Yeah, there's a lot less foul territory now, especially with the Port Angeles High School graduation finishing up. At 2-1, way out in front of a changeup, 2-2 the count. Haven't seen too many of those changeups, especially to the lefty hitters, left-handed hitters at that from Robertson. The 2-2 is back towards the middle. Leg is over. He backhands it over the first. Safe. It's called off the bag. Caden Casagrande ended up coming off the bag. The field umpire was right on top of it. He nods his head a few times, confident he got it right as he goes to a spot in the middle of the diamond. Good play initially. E4 on the play. And the legs from Jackson able to create that. So it brings up Derek Gifford. Flew out to center his first at bat, bounced into a 1-6-3 double play in the third. I wonder if we'll put Jackson in motion. He's only stolen 1 base. We've already seen his ability on the bases, though. That one's back towards the middle. Not hit hard. Ickes is up with it. This could turn an easy 6-3 double play. Yes, it is. It will take to the bag right himself. So that retires the side. No runs, no hits, nobody left with a double play ball. We're through 5. It's 3-2 Night Owls. This will be the end of the night, at least in the booth, for Dom Pito, everybody. Dom, once again, it's been a real pleasure.
Thank you so much for having me. This was a blast. I love being up here talking, which is what a lot of people know me for, so I had an absolute blast. I'd love to do it again.
And, Dom, good luck the rest of your time in Port Angeles. Best of luck next season at LIU. Hope you're able to make it to the next level.
Thank you so much. And Kamikaze Gifford.
Welcome back to the broadcast, everybody. As we move to the top of the sixth, 3-2 Night Owls. They'll be Reed Little, Brandon Nickel, and Michael Easter, 5, 6, 7, coming up for Nanaimo. First pitch taken outside, 1-0 the count. The new pitcher for the Lefties, Colby Schuber, 5'11", sophomore of Aberdeen, Washington, Grays Harbor College, going into his second year there. He's behind 2-0. Of course, throughout summer season, you're going to need arms. Of course, you have ball players all over the country, all over internationally. It's a good curveball in the outer half, 2-1. We're going to need innings. So here's Colby. He got in last night. He's got a lefty uniform on. He's good to go. Curveball just missing outside, 3-1 the count to Little. He struck out to start the fifth inning. 1 of 5 punch-outs. That one's popped up on the right side of the infield. Looks like Young has it lined up, and it does. He's able to put it away. P3 on that putout. And the Night Owls able to send 9 men to the plate last inning as they played at all 3 of their runs. After the second straight outing, Standen was able to sail along, ended up running into a little bit of trouble, able to battle out of the inning on his own. So his night ends after 5. First pitch swinging up, ball bounced off, looks like off that final pole at the end of that chain link fence. It kicked right back to Gifford, and he tosses it back to the dugout. So 0-1 on that foul ball to Nickel. He's been hit by a pitch twice, and now behind. Pretty good curveball there from Schuber. Slow bender. Darting down into the strike zone. Nickel hit on back-to-back breaking balls. Well, this time he goes down swinging on 3 pitches. That breaking ball just a little bit elevated, but Nickel swings through it regardless. So 2 quick outs from Schuber coming out of the bullpen in his lefty debut. That brings up Michael Easter. Lined out sharply to center in the second, doubled and came around to score in the 5th. Righty on lefty matchup. The first pitch is outside, 1-0. Schuber out of the windup. That's a little inside, 2-0. And in case you're just joining us, everybody, one of the starting pitchers for the Lefties, Dom Pito, last night's starter at that, was able to give us 3 really, really good innings in the booth. That's on the inside corner, 2-1. No, wait, my math might be off. I think it might have been 2. Yeah, he came in the no, it was 3. He came in the third, 4th, and 5th. There we go, 3 innings. 2-2 the count of breaking ball. I might have to stick to calling games. Math may not be my strength. I had somewhat of an idea of that, but now we're really confirming it. Really good inside perspective, though. He knows the game, and he's been around it, around some really good guys. I frankly do think he could have a future with a headset on. You don't always know what you're going to get with, especially putting a headset on a young man. Even if they know everything, sometimes they can just be tough talking to a crowd. But boy, he sounds like he's done it before. CJ comes back out again to get that foul ball. He's got the jacket unzipped this time, just a little bit of extra style. 3-2 at 2 outs. That's on the outside corner for a called strike 3. Easter not a fan of it. He thought that ball looped the plate. So a couple punch outs for Colby Schuber making his Lefties debut. He works a 1-2-3 half of the 6th. So the Lefties will get back to work, see if they can tie this ball game up. If not, take the lead. It'll be B.Y. Choi, Chris Schuhart, and Chase Taylor. 3, 4, 5 coming for the Lefties in the 6th. Trailing by a run. Robertson will get back to work. He allowed a run in the 1st, and another one in the 4th. Able to set the Lefties down quietly back in the 5th. Dealing with the heart of the lineup. Here's his 1-0 to Choi. That one's off the end of the bat, kind of flares it foul. Carlos over there gives a high five to the third baseman, Nickel. Wasn't it all that hard? Bit of an exaggerated get out of the way of it. Here's the 1-1 from Robertson. That's inside 2-1. Yeah, Carlos got smoked by a line drive last night from Roberto Nunez. Probably why he got benched tonight. That's what you get for smoking your coach with a foul ball. 3-1 the count. He was due for a day off, to be completely serious. That 3-1 is roped down the right field line, just foul. Choi got a slow breaking ball. It was a hanger just sitting up there. Just couldn't wait on it quite enough. So it loads the count 3-2. As Robertson will deal the payoff pitch. That one's on the ground to the right side, over his leg, and he's up with it. Soft toss the first in time. Casagrande able to hold the bag. So quickly there's one out. And during batting practice, Carlos able to show me the bruise up right along his thigh. And yeah, that's going to be there a little while. It's not, the bruise is not black, but it's definitely purple. It is one heck of a bruise. Schuhart takes a curveball in there for a strike, 0-1. That's just one of those. There's nowhere for him to go, especially the way the ball is hooking. And Nunez absolutely scalded that ball last night. He had a couple missiles foul. He had the 2-run single. Nunez currently the league leader in RBIs with 19 and the most hits in the league. So that one's popped up. Short right field, the second baseman leg goes out. Little comes in, and it's the second baseman leg who puts it away. So 2 quick outs. All of a sudden, it looks like Robertson settled in a little bit. We'll see if Chase Taylor is able to change that. He's 2 for 2 today, with a couple singles. Came around to score in the 4th. The Lefties did have men on second and third with 1 out in the 2nd. Taylor's behind 0-1. First and second, nobody out that same inning. Not able to cash in there. Other than that, not a whole lot of chances in general of runners in scoring position. A little outside 1-1. At the moment, Robertson has kept this, the surging lineup at bay for Port Angeles. One's on the ground, just foul, right past Carlos. Give that just a little casual skip to my Lou. Kind of kicking his foot out on it. At least the rest of this summer, he's not going to see foul balls coming his way exactly the same after what Nunez did to him. That's on the outside corner for a called strike 3. Taylor not happy with the call. The Lefties go down quietly, 1-2-3 in their half of the 6th. Well, we're moving along, everybody, through 6 full. Still the Night Owls 3 and the Lefties 2. So Colby Schubert will get back to work for the Lefties after recording a 1-2-3 frame in the 6th. With his Lefties trailing 3-2. First pitch is a called strike to Caden Casagrande. Singled and scored his last at bat in the 5th. Also struck out in the 3rd. One's right off the end of the bat, nubbed. And Schubert is up with it. Soft toss over the first, quickly one out. Pretty good looking athlete over there fielding his position. Kind of a graceful gallop. 1-3 on that put out.
Now at bat, the left fielder, number 1, Nico Diaz.
The 9th man, Nico Diaz, digs into the plate. Quick sponsor for you guys. Leitz Farm Supply and Equipment Sales is the Peninsula's premier family-owned farm supply and equipment dealership. Where we service what we sell, shop local, shop Leitz Farm Supply. And that's going to be an infield single on a bunt from Nico Diaz. The only thing Gifford can do in a ball like that is put it in his pocket. And Gifford, who's just been excellent all night at third. And so we'll see Schubert work out the stretch for the first time. It'll be the leadoff man, Ickes. He walked in a run his last appearance in the 5th. He singled in the 1st, so he's 1 for 2. Lefties set up to turn 2. First pitch is outside 1-0. Schubert, a very old school delivery out of the windup. One of those guys who kind of raises his hands over his head as he turns to get into his delivery. Not something you see a whole lot anymore. Pretty standard looking quarter leg kick out of the stretch. It misses 2-0. I had a pitching coach as a kid. This would have been about 10, 12, 13 years ago. As that's down in the way 3-0. And he was an old guy at the time. He was already well into his 60s. He'd been around a while. Did some pitching in Japan as well as the minor leagues. And he told me that by the time I come of age, so that's outside ball 4, 4th pitch walk to Ickes, Diaz up to second, that just about every pitcher in the big leagues you'll see will be working out of the stretch. No more what he would think of as wasted motion out of the windup. He was kind of right. At this point, nearly everybody you see coming out of the bullpen is working exclusively out of the stretch. Not quite the same with more of the starting pitchers. Some of them work more out of the stretch now, but I'd say still a majority of the ones you see coming up, they like going in the windup when they can. It brings up Jimmy Legg. He drew a walk his last time up in the 5th. First pitch a little outside 1-0. That borderline outside pitch has not been open to left-handed batters. This is a pretty heavy left-handed lineup tonight for Nanaimo. That one just misses 2-0. Well, it did just miss. So 2-0 the count. 1 out, men on first and second. Similar spot, missing outside again. 3-0 the count. So Schubert missing with 7 straight pitches now. I would assume we'll see a take all the way from Legg. Here's the 3-0. Looks like he does take all the way, and he takes ball 4. So back-to-back 4-pitch walks. It loads the bases with 1 out. You have the 3-man coming up for the Night Owls, potentially a dangerous spot for Port Angeles. We're going to get a meeting on the mound. Here comes Ian Turner. Catcher Adams going out as well. Especially with the way Peyton Robertson's going. You don't want to give this Night Owls team anything extra. You have Chris Mazza getting loose in the lefty bullpen. This is one of the benefits of having a player in here with you, helping with some things. They can tell the delivery from a mile away. Especially looking past all that extra set of fencing and all the other new setups down the line. First day of summer. Kids 18 and under got in for free tonight. Kick off the summer season. Another big congratulations to the Port Angeles High School class of 2023. So it brings up Wiley Waters. Struck out in the 1st, struck out in the 2nd, singled in the 5th. So the lefties looking to turn 2. Choi and Kim are playing about halfway in the middle. Young and Gifford. Well, Young's playing in. Gifford's playing somewhat back. That curveball is called just high. 2-0 the count. Schubert nibbling. He's missed with 10 straight pitches. A lot of them very close, though. Here's his 2-0. That one's right down Main Street for a called strike. Waters most certainly was taking all the way. So Diaz at third with a bunt single. Ickes at second drawing a walk, and so's Legg at first. That one's popped up into the screen. So good job from Schubert, able to work the count back even. You love to see a strikeout. Keep this at a one-run game. Here's the 2-2 with one out. Curveball swung on and missed. That was a dandy from Schubert. His third coming out of the bullpen. So now everybody can back up on the infield, just try and knock something down and get an out. It brings up Brandon Hoope. Hoope's been punched out twice, also flew out to right, so he's 0 for 3. First pitch, Schubert still working out of the stretch, is a curveball for a called strike. That curveball's a good one, especially starting it into the righties and working it back over. Here's 0-1, swung on and missed. That fastball towards the lower half. A lot of options for Colby Schubert. Heading the count 0-2. Bases loaded, 2 outs. Lefties trailing by 1 in the 7th. Trying to keep this where it's at. Give the lefties a better chance to come from behind. The 0-2 swung on and missed. Colby Schubert, he's fired up. Just over 24 hours getting into town. Able to leave the bases loaded, work around a couple walks with back-to-back punch-outs. Through 6.5, still a one-run game in favor of the Night Owls. See what kind of work the lefties can put in. Well, Lefty faithful, we're ready for the bottom of the 7th inning. Lefty seeing what they can do about this one-run deficit. It'll be the birthday boy, Sam Adams, getting us started, followed by Kuster and Young. Sam's 2 for 2 tonight. Well, 2's all around. He turns 22. He's playing catcher. That's the number 2 position, and 2 singles. Not half bad. The first pitch taken just outside. Nobody's going to get anything close on that outer half to the righties. That one's way outside, 2-0 the count. Jackson Christensen will take over on the mound in place of Peyton Robertson. 6 foot, 175-pound rising sophomore out of the College of Southern Idaho. It'll be his 5th game all out of the bullpen. We see his breaking ball for the first time, missed way upstairs. So 3-0 to Adams. 3 2/3 total innings, 7 strikeouts. That's a pretty good number. 1 walk, 6 hits. 9.81 ERA. And he walks Adams on 4 pitches, only his 2nd walk of the season. So Adams on base all 3 times tonight. That'll bring up Kuster. We'll get to see Christensen work out the stretch for the first time. Kuster will look down, get some signs. He did sacrifice bunt earlier today. I wonder if we'll see that again. The corners are pinching. He does not square, and he takes a fastball in the inner half for a strike. Time is called. Jackson Christensen will take a short walk on the mound. Fix his hat. Now he'll climb back to the top of the hill. Settle back in, look for his signs. Kuster is ready as well. We're good to go. 0-1 the count. Here's the pitch. That's right there on the outer half, 0-2. Wonder if Kuster was potentially looking breaking ball right there. Adams on first, not a guy you'd expect to run. So now 0-2 the count to Kuster. That one is fought off foul out of play on the right side. Couple bounces and into the grandstands. A couple of youngsters going after it, and one of them seems one able to come up with it pretty decisively. It's a good, productive day at the ballpark. Get yourself a souvenir. Enjoy the first day of summer. School just being let out along the Olympic Peninsula. Christensen comes set. Here's his 0-2 pitch. That's low, 1-2. And Easter comes popping out of his stance. The lights are on. Just a little extra chatter from the fans below us. We are getting a little bit later tonight. Bottom of the 7th, the 1-2. Check swing, doesn't matter. Called, strike 3. Kuster not a big fan of it. I think he thought that pitch was high. 1 out. That brings up Ethan Young. He had a really good swing his last time up, lining out sharply to right. Surprisingly, Reed Little playing him very shallow. Of course, playing him the pull. Curveball misses outside. That has been the book on Young. Play him the pull on both the infield and outfield. The way Young was at batting practice, though, I think he has an opposite field tank in mind. That one's hit foul at home plate. The moment just looking to keep the line moving. You have Adams at first with 1 out in a 1-run game. You have 3 consecutive games for the lefties, putting up just crooked numbers all over the place. Tonight, a pitcher's duel. Big swing to miss. That 1-1 tailing away from the left-handed Young. You wonder if Christensen will go back out there. Ahead in the count, 1-2. Young trying to stay alive. Good lead at first from Adams. That pitch is swung on and missed. That fastball caught a little bit more of the middle of the plate. Young comes up empty, though. And that'll bring up MJ Kim.
Now batting the second baseman, number 11.
0 for 2 today. Struck out in the 2nd, lined out softly in the 5th. As the game wears on, you wonder if we'll see Nunez grab a bat to pinch hit at some point, given the right situation. Just getting a scheduled day off. No kind of injury whatsoever. 0-1 the count to Kim. That's a little low, 1-1. You'd especially love to see MJ keep this inning going. You've got Jackson waiting on deck, who's seen the ball really, really well. That 1-1 is chopped foul. 1-2 the count. Kim looking to extend this inning. Christensen trying to come out of the bullpen and work a quiet 7th. Couple looks at Adams at first. I'm not really sure why. Here's the 1-2. Curveball just misses. Looked like the entire Nanaimo infield started jogging off. Well, they're going to have to go back to their spots. It evens the count 2-2. Deuce is wild, 2-2, 2 outs. The lights are on at Civic Field. Here's the pitch. That one's lifted foul into the screen. Kim able to stay alive. Keep the line moving. It's been a much tougher night trying to get offense going. Lefties trying to come from behind, win their 5th straight. Also trying to leapfrog the Night Owls in the standings. Curveball, that one's up and in. Kim has to go ducking out of the way of that one. Really nice at bat from Kim. The fans are acknowledging that down below. Adams will be off on the pitch with the count full. Jackson would love a chance with a man in scoring position. Here's the 3-2 from Christensen. The runner goes, wants it softly back towards the middle. Ickes is up with it. Over the first. Out is the call at first. Just able to get Kim by half a step. So Lefties able to get a man aboard. A good at bat from Kim. Christensen able to come out of the bullpen and work a quiet frame in the 7th. We're through 7 full, still 3-2 Night Owls. We're going to come back just a little bit early, you guys, getting ready for the top of the 8th. Chris Mazza will take over on the mound for the Lefties in place of Colby Schuber when a couple scoreless innings out of the bullpen. Tell you guys something interesting about Nanaimo. Got a little bit of help from some locals who definitely know things better than I would coming from the Northeast. So Nanaimo, British Columbia, is known for being the harbor city. Its waterfront and mountainous scenery along with its temperate climate. I'm going to talk to you guys, though, about a delicacy that I have never heard of. There's no way anybody in the Northeast would ever hear of this unless they know people from the region. It's called the Nanaimo bar. So it's made with 3 layers. Generally a layer of nuts or wafers. Could be any kind of nuts, walnuts, almonds, pecans. A coconut crumb base. You got custard icing in the middle. It can be also have a nice layer of chocolate ganache. Did I pronounce that right? I get him a thumbs up. I pronounced ganache right. Yeah, yes. That's a good thing. The earliest confirmed recipe for this dates back to 1953. It does not require any baking. Oh, sorry, fellas. Now I'm hungry. I need me some Nanaimo bars. And for the day games, the Night Owls, they change jerseys, and they become the Nanaimo bars. They have their day jerseys with a picture of the bar right on it. I mean, we're not going to see that in person. Tomorrow's another night game, 6:35 start time. First pitch is low, ball 1 to Reed Little. Once again, Chris Mazza taking over on the mound. Trying to just hold things steady right here. But the Lefties trailing 3-2. He gets a swing and a miss, 1-1. This is Mazza's 5th game. He's gone 4 innings total. Well, that one's hit very well out to left field. It chases Schuhart back. He's back to the fence. That one just sneaks over the fence for a solo home run. A low, hard line drive off the bat of Reed Little. He's able to make this a 4-2 game in favor of the Night Owls. It was a pretty good pitch from Mazza. A fastball down. It's just that jet stream right now. The ball is going to be flying all summer long.
Now batting the
So it brings up Brandon Nickel. He's been hit by a pitch twice. He struck out swinging his last at bat. That first pitch misses just a little outside, ball one. So Little able to greet Mazza with a solo home run to get the 8th started. Check swing, he goes around, 1-1. So Nickel and Easter waiting on deck. Still plenty of sunlight out there. So that one's popped up. Short right. Jackson comes sprinting in, and Kim's out there. He's able to settle under and make the play. So at least for the moment, Ma's able to rebound and get the first out.
Now batting the catcher, number 55.
That'll bring up Michael Easter. He doubled and came around to score in the 5th, 1 for 3 overall. Even with the lefty up, the infield for the lefties playing about as straight up as you can get. And that one is popped up. This one is short left. Shuar comes sprinting in. Choi, the shortstop, is over. He's able to make a... Or is he able to... No, he's not able to hang on. Nope, Choi did hang on. Initially, seeing the way Shuar kind of reached down, I thought for a minute he was going for the ball. Turned out he was going for his hat. Well, Choi is an excellent athlete. Fielding his spot at shortstop, he had to go a long way to get that ball. Would have been a really tough play for Shuhart to get it. So a couple quick outs now for Maz after the solo homer. And that brings up Casagrande, who works ahead 1-0. Caden is 1 for 3, singling and scoring in the 5th. One of 3 runs that Nanaimo was able to push across. Low 2-0. And you have the 1-2-3 spots coming up for the lefties in their half of the 8th. Whoa. Heads up now. Pitch was up and in just about over the head of Casagrande back to the screen. Definitely, well, just in case any fans below us were kind of, I don't know, zoning out. Got their senses woken up. Here's the 3-0. That one's right down the chute, 3-1. And you have to wonder whether it's the 8th or the 9th. Will we see Nunez pick up a bat? Well, only time will tell. Mazza working out the stretch. His 3-1. A little high. Didn't look like he missed by much. But Casagrande will take his base for the 2-out walk. So it's the 9th man, Nico Diaz. Reached on a fielder's choice and scored a run in the 5th. Singled his last at bat in the 7th. So he's 1 for 2. 1 for 3, beg your pardon. A good lead at first from Casagrande. The first pitch is outside, 1-0. Casagrande not likely a threat to run. He has not stolen a base this season. Outside again, 2-0. For the 2 Night Owls over the lefties with 2 outs in the 8th. Caden Casagrande looming at first. One's on the ground. Young up with it. Oh, he goes to second. Oh, look out. Wow, the ball glanced off the glove. Ended up hitting off the gut of B.Y. Choi. It kicks away. Up to third goes Casagrande. Ethan Young must have forgotten the outs. Because he went to second. He definitely thought there was only 1 out. He could have taken that to the bag himself. Whether that was the sun or just being surprised, B.Y. Choi ended up taking that one right off the gut. And it looks like B.Y. is okay. It's one of those who might have just gotten the wind knocked out of you. So it's a fielder's choice for Diaz, and even though the misplay, of course, was Ethan Young, it has to go down as an error on Choi. So
Now batting number 18.
So E6 for those keeping score at home. So Casagrande at third, Diaz at first. It's the leadoff man, Ickes. He's drawn a couple walks tonight. 1-0 the count. You have a base open. If you're Miles, it's one of those situations, try and pick up your teammates. Inside 2-0. Another run right here will make things very, very tough for the lefty lineup. Especially only able to put up 6 hits at the moment. That's high 3-0. Looks like that borderline high strike is no longer on the table, at least not right now. 3-0 the count. Way inside, a 4-pitch walk to Ickes. It'll load the bases with 2 outs. Dangerous situation for the lefties. A base hit likely scores 2, making it a 4-run game. 2 runs with 6 outs to play with. Especially on a 4-game win streak, the way the lefties have been swinging the bat, you're feeling pretty good about that. 4 runs, that's, well, I know that math. That's double the trouble. It'll be Jimmy Legg. He walked his last at bat. He's ahead 1-0. The times throughout this ballgame, strikes have been tough to come by for the lefty pitchers. It's been a tight zone all night. That's a called strike at the knees. Goodness, we do have just a superb evening out here. Just missing outside. Adams wanted it, so did Mazza. Sam Adams trying to just hold that there, even try and bring it back. That 2-1 is bounced softly foul, evens the count 2-2. So a big pitch coming up for Chris Mazza. 2-2 with the bases loaded. Trying to just keep things where it's at. Little led off the inning with a home run. That one's roped over the first. Right into the basket of Ethan Young. He'll take it to the bag himself. That's able to retire the side. So a few extra pitches for Chris Mazza. He does allow 1 on the solo shot, leaves the bases loaded. So the lefties trailing by 2, 6 outs to work with. Let's see if they can pull off any magic on the first night of summer.
The right fielder, number 5.
Starting to get late, everybody. Still about an hour of daylight left, just in the Pacific Northwest. It'll be Jackson Gifford and B.Y. Choi. Blake McMillan will take over on the mound. The first pitch taken low, 1-0. 6'5", 205-pound lefty out of Mississauga, Ontario, going into his senior year at Niagara University. Kind of a quick, herky-jerky, over-the-top delivery. He's behind 2-0. Jackson's seen the ball well. Singled in the first, drew a walk in the third. That one smoked into right center field over the glove of leg at second. Second hit of the night for Trent Jackson, and he brings the tying run to the plate. Really nice piece of hitting, especially with a lefty-on-lefty matchup.
Now batting the third baseman, number 7, Derek.
So at the moment, life for the Port Angeles Lefties. Trailing by 2, no outs in the 8th. And that brings up Derek Gifford. He's bounced into a couple double plays tonight. Last one coming of the 6-3 variety. He's behind 0-1. This is the 4th game that McMillan's pitched in. 4 2/3, 11 strikeouts, also 6 walks. High bouncer over to second. They get the lead man at second, no chance to try and get Gifford at first. So a fielder's choice, now 1 out. You do have the Speedy Jackson erased on that force at second.
Now batting the shortstop, number 16, B.Y.
That brings up B.Y. Choi. He's 0 for 3 tonight. He gets a called strike right there. At 0-1, swung on and missed, 0-2 the count. So 0-2 the count. That last pitch coming in 87 miles per hour. That one, the Choi, is up and away 1-2. You have Gifford at second. Gifford at first on the fielder's choice. So McMillan comes set. That one's high again, 2-2. He's working quickly. McMillan's last outing 6 days ago against Yakima Valley. An inning and 2/3, a couple earned runs, a couple hits. Swung on and missed. That fastball right down the chute had Choi off balance. That'd be a pitch that BY wants back. So he goes down on strikes, now 2 away.
Now batting the left fielder, number 35, Chris Schuhart.
It'll bring up Chris Schuhart. He's 0 for 3 today. He popped out to second his last at bat in the 6th. Way outside 1-0. And you wonder just all the base runners that McMillan's put on. The lefty's able to extend this inning. Swung on a miss. That ball just kicked right off the glove of Easter in front of home plate. You also wonder if Schuhart's able to get a ball up in the air, or any right-handed batter get a ball up in the air. It's all it takes for a night like this. Swung on and missed, 1-2. Little extra chatter now out of the Night Owls dugout. Schuhart trying to stay alive. 1-2 the count. Trying to extend the inning, way upstairs. And especially, you have a dangerous man in Chase Taylor waiting on deck. You love to see that. Swung on and missed. Back-to-back punch-outs for Blake Millen coming out of the bullpen. He works a quiet half of the 8th. So the Lefties leave 1. Able to record their 7th hit of the night. As we head to the 9th, Lefties trailing 4-2 with a 4-game win streak on the line. Well, everybody, the Lefties at the moment running out of time. Trying to extend their win streak to 5 as they trail the Night Owls 4-2. The second of this 3-game home set. Makana Kia will take over on the mound. This will be his 5th game, 5 2/3 innings to his credit. He's been really good over his last 3 outings. 3 2/3 total innings scoreless. And they'll face the 3, 4, 5 spots in the order. Aaron Marsh will pick up a bat, and he'll hit in place of Wiley Waters. Marsh was 0 for 2 last night with a walk. The first pitch from Kia is way outside. Now, sometimes you need just a moment to settle in. I had the chance to talk to Makana a little bit along the Olympic Discovery Trail. Really good heart. Funny guy, too. High 2-0 the count to Marsh. So it's Marsh, and it'll be Hoope's spot to follow, and Reed Little, 3, 4, 5. Kia trying to keep this at a 2-run game. He falls behind 3-0. It's been a tougher night for Lefties pitching. Overall, they've been good. Of course, only allowing 4 runs, but at times fighting the strike zone. It has been a tight strike zone, though. That's on the outside corner, 3-1. That time the umpire might have expanded just a little bit. Talked to Makana extensively today about how awesome Hawaii is. Kind of similar, well, different, of course. Of course, from relay an area like this being beautiful. That one's towards the right side, just under the glove of a diving MJ Kim. So a leadoff single for Aaron Marsh coming off the bench. We'll see Kia have to try and work around a base runner. It'll be Brandon Hoope. He struck out 3 times tonight, 0 for 4 overall. Well, at least so far, it has not been Hoope's night. A short lead at first from Marsh. He has not stolen a base this year. Kia slide steps. The first pitch is in the dirt. So Kia trying to work ahead. Walks are something to keep an eye on. He has 7 coming into tonight in 5 2/3 innings. Slice it again. That fastball swung on and missed. Lefties set up to turn 2. And it'll be Taylor, Adams, and Kuster's spots coming up in the home half of the 9th. Certainly some, based on tonight and the past few, some good firepower. As that one's lofted in the left center. Schuhart got a pretty good read on it. He puts it away. Coming in and over into the alleyway a few steps. So a good sign from Kia, able to bounce back after falling behind to the first couple hitters.
Now batting number 9, Jax Heil.
They'll bring up a pinch hitter. So Jax Hissel will grab a bat and hit in Reed Little's spot. He'll settle in with an open stance in the left-handed batter's box. Lefties looking to turn 2. That ball's roped foul. Past the lefties' dugout. Wonder if we'll see the off-speed now from Kia, especially after such an early swing. Hissel, beg your pardon, out of Parkland College. Way upstairs. Force Adams to come leaping out of his crouch. Hissel was 1 for 4 last night. He had most of tonight off, hitting 200 overall, couple RBIs this year. That one's lifted into the screen, 1-2. And you have Nichols' spots waiting on deck. And yes, there's Nickel. He will bat for himself. Choi and Kim set up to turn 2. Here's the 1-2 pitch to Hissel. That's low, 2-2. Kia put a little extra on that one. 4-2 Night Owls is our score. Lefties trying to hold him here. One more chance in the ninth, as that one's bounced foul right past the first base coach's box. Well, somebody's going to have to go after that foul ball. Looks like it might be Wes going after that one. The funny guy, Mr. Weston Penninger. Definitely have to see for that one myself. Here's the 2-2 from Kia. Swung on and missed. Challenged him with a fastball right down the chute. Hissel comes up empty. So 2 outs in the top half of the ninth. It brings up Nickel. Hit by a pitch in his first 2 appearances, struck out in the 6th, popped out to second in the 8th. It's been a tough night for hitters overall. 4-2 is our score. That's high 1-0. Kia able to manage the inning at the moment, trying to work ahead. Still a pretty short lead at first from Hoope, all things considered. Or Marsh. The snap throw over the first, not in time. 2-0 the count to Nickel. The outfielder still playing deep all the way around. The flags are calm in right field. Barely any motion. Ooh, look out. Up and in, kind of towards the head of Nickel. So Kia fighting his command just a little bit. Falls behind 3-0. So time is called. Here comes Carlos Ramirez out of the lefty dugout. So he has a few words for the home plate umpire. Now he's walking out to the mound. The home plate umpire is going with him. So Sam Adams, the catcher. Kia has his arms crossed. You wonder what this conversation's about. I wouldn't think this would be an injury. We don't see any of our head medical officials out there. Don't see Maisie. It's not like a balk. It's not like it was a balk either, because the runner's still at first. I see something in Carlos's back pocket. I would assume that's a lineup card. Well, looks like Kia's remaining in the game. There hasn't been any signal to the bullpen. There's nobody up in the bullpen. Well, that's interesting. It's one of those I might have to talk to Carlos tomorrow about. It doesn't look like Carlos was arguing about any call either. Well, so we're good to go. 3-0 the count to Brandon Nickel. Aaron Marsh is over at first after coming off the bench and singling to start the inning. And 3-0 is right down Main Street, 3-1. See if Kia is able to battle his way back and send the lefty bats to the dugout one last time. 3-1 is downstairs, ball 4. So the walk will put men on first and second with 2 outs. Now things get a little more dangerous for the lefties. Now a base hit could make this a 3-run game. And it brings up Michael Easter. Doubled and scored in the 5th. 1 for 4 overall. Short lead at second from Marsh. The first pitch is lined just past the outstretched glove of Kim in the right field. The runner's being waved home. Jackson's throw to the plate on one hop. Not in time. Ball kind of died on the grass coming into Adams. So Marsh is around to score. Nichols able to get to third on the throw. Easter up to second with the RBI single. That looked like a really strong throw at first. Coming in from the right fielder, Jackson. Ball just hit the grass and just wasn't going anywhere quickly. Here comes Ian Turner. He signals to the bullpen. That'll be the end of McConaughey Kia's night. So he's allowed an earned run. The other 2 men are his responsibility. So a pitching change with 2 outs in the top of the 9th. We'll be back to introduce him in just a moment. We're back, everybody, with 2 outs in the top of the 9th. Men on second and third, 5-2 Night Owls is our score. Michael Easter able to come up with an RBI single just a moment ago. Zachary Kim, come on, look to get this final out in the 9th. Keep it at a 3-run game. It's a two-way player. Not a whole lot even in the West Coast League. The 3rd game he's pitched in. He's gone 2 total innings. His last outing a week ago against the Harbor Cats, an inning, an earned run allowed, 1 hit, 1 walk, a couple punch-outs. So he's in to face Caden Casagrande. He walked his last appearance, singled and scored in the 5th. And he goes after the first pitch. He misses 0-1. Bit of an off-balance swing at that. Brandon Nickel at third, Easter at second. And the base hit right here, well, would make it a 5-run game. Fouled back, 0-2 the count. A lot of options for Zach Kim. Ahead 0-2 with a base open. Dealing with the 8th man in the order. Try and bounce a breaking ball, elevate a fastball. All sorts of options. Longer looking from Kim. He comes set. He has the pitch he likes. His 0-2 is a curveball that stays a little inside. A couple fans wanted it. It looks like it looped the plate. And it did loop the plate. Actually, the pitch ended up closer than I thought it was. Kim still in control. 1-2 the count. Takes a couple looks at the man at second. And that fastball misses high. A little bit too high as far as trying to get a chase. You'll have to get that one kind of letter high height. That's one of those that looks real juicy to a hitter. Now Kim will try it again. Here's his 2-2 pitch. Curveball. That one's lined in left. It's going to drop for a base hit. Easter's around third. That's going to score 2. The throw will come into second. A 2-run single for Caden Casagrande, and that makes it a 5-run game in favor of the Night Owls. Kim tried to go with the breaking ball. It was down, not down quite enough. Got to give credit to Casagrande. It was a good piece of hitting. Now, a 5-run game does very much change the complexion as opposed to 3 runs. No longer a save situation, of course, going to the 9th. And a 1-0 count to Nico Diaz. Well, and you wonder who we'll see from the Night Owls for the 9th. Slide step, that's outside 2-0. With the scheduled off day for both teams on Monday, the Night Owls also had a rain out on Sunday, so their bullpen should be pretty fresh. And especially getting blown out 9-1 yesterday. Not going to use any of your high leverage guys unless they really needed work. 3-0 the count to Diaz. Definitely been saying that a lot tonight. 2-0, 3-0 counts from Lefties pitchers. Outside ball 4. And not quite the same gusto. Whether it's getting ahead to batters and not seeing the same firepower offensively we saw the past few games. Lefties in jeopardy of having a 4-game win streak snapped. That brings up Ickes. He's drawn a couple walks tonight. Single in the first, he's 1 for 2. 1-0 the count to him. So Kim trying to work out of the rest of this frame. Makanakia's line is done. 2/3 of an inning, 3 runs charged to him. Kim allowing a couple inherited runners to come across the plate. Here's his 2-0. That's in there for a called strike, 2-1. And again, everybody, the likely rubber match of this series coming tomorrow night. 6:35, same time, same place. The Peninsula local access station and the West Coast League app. Fouled back to the wood on the screen, 2-2. I can see just a little behind us, too. The sun starts to set, a little more orange in the sky. Goodness, can't ask for a much better day on the first day of summer. The 2-2, that's lifted foul. Even looking on to the foothills of the national park, just a little bit of sunlight still glimmering along the top of those rocks. That's really cool to see. Kim comes set again, his 2-2. That one's lined in the left field for a base hit. Another run's going to come across the score. That's going to be Casagrande. Stopping at second is Diaz. RBI single for Ickes. Well, this one's gotten away from the lefties. It's now 8-2. Four runs coming across for Nanaimo in this frame. And I'll bring up Jimmy Legg. For the second time tonight, the Night Owls have batted around. Legg, the ninth man to bat this inning. He takes low, 1-0 the count. So Diaz at second, Ickes at first. Low again, 2-0. Pretty good lead at second from Diaz. That's in there for a called strike, 2-1. Nobody up, of course, in the lefties bullpen. This is Kim's inning to kind of mop up the rest of it. Here's 2-1. He gets a late swing of the fastball, 2-2. His leg steps out, trying to gather himself once again. The Night Owls leading by 6, up 8-2 over the Lefties. The Lefties struck first, putting a couple runs on the board early. The Night Owls battle back, taking a 3-2 lead, then 4-2 as that pitch is inside off the glove of Adams. And it just got away from Port Angeles in the ninth here, with 4 runs coming across. In the 3-2 pitch, the runners will be off. As Kim comes set, there go the runners. That's high, ball 4. It'll load the bases. Well, that'll bring up Marsh. He'll bat for the second time this inning. He came off the bench, started things off with a base hit through the right side. Able to even get it past MJ Kim as deep as he's playing at the second base spot. So that one's lifted foul, 0-1. Still a few youngsters just playing behind the right field wall in the grass. Looked like some little game of leapfrog. Here's the 0-1 from Zach Kim. Inside, 1-1. Yeah, my camp counselor days, we definitely played our share of leapfrog. One of the kids' favorites was, well, actually, having the counselors play a big game of leapfrog. So that one's bounced to the right side. Oh, it's off the glove of Young, throwing over to Kim at first, and it's going to get him in time. Looks like Aaron Marsh wasn't really running all that much up the line. That finally retires the side. 4 runs come across for the Night Owls, and they leave the bases loaded. Last chance for the Lefties, trailing by 6 in the ninth, everybody. The last half of the ninth coming up for the Lefties. They trailed at 8-2. The Night Owls able to put up 4 runs in their half of the inning. Taylor, Adams, and Kuster will be the scheduled hitters. New pitcher for the Night Owls, Andrew Pinedo, will take over. Seems like Pinedo's one of their late inning guys. I guess he just needs some work. It'll be his 5th game. He's gone 5 innings, a whopping 10 strikeouts over that frame. And the last time he pitched was 4 days ago at Edmonton. 2 innings, no runs, 1 hit allowed, 4 strikeouts. He has not picked up a save. The first pitch comes in at 90 miles per hour outside. Taylor's been real good tonight. 2 for 3, scored a run. He struck out his last at bat. Swung on and missed, 1-1 the count. I know I was talking about it a few broadcasts back. I can't remember exactly which day, but I did finally get that long-awaited haircut. So that 1-1 is fouled straight back, 1-2. Yeah, J. Ryan Salon. I'm pretty sure I got the name right. Goodness, I really hope I got that name right. I'm going to quickly look it up. It's in the downtown of Port Angeles. 1-2 the count. Lefty on righty matchup to Taylor. That pitch is lofted to right. It's not deep. Little comes jogging in. He's able to put it away. So 1 out there. It brings up Adams. All right, good. I can confirm it is J. Ryan Salon in Port Angeles. That would have been real bad if I just completely got that wrong. It was only a few days ago, too. Just way too much hair. It had to be cut. Well, kind of cut. Trying to go for that mullet look. As Sam Adams takes a strike on the outer half, 0-1. He's been on base all 3 times. A couple singles, then he walked his last appearance. And initially, all the women in the salon were making fun of me that my haircut's too California for Washington State. It's all right, I deserved it. I was very specific about what kind of cut I wanted. They did a good job, all things considered. Really, really good job. Goodness, I really needed that cut. So 0-2 the count to Adams. That one's in the dirt. That might have been about a 56-footer. Pinedo out of Palm Springs, California. Junior at Arizona Christian University. Yeah, if you guys want a haircut, J. Ryan Salon, they do a good job there. The 1-2 is fouled right off the mask of Easter. Ended up kind of leaning back for a moment. Now he pops up. He's trying to walk it off. The home plate umpire walked the baseball back to Pinedo. That's one of those that'll rattle your cage as a catcher. My younger brother caught back in his days. He enjoyed the rough and tumble parts of it. And he definitely had some stories about some of the headshots he would take. Well, we're set to go. 1-2 the count to Adams with 1 out and nobody on. The 1-2 curveball stays outside. 2-2 the count. I also got to ask some of these other lefties guys. Quite a lot of them pull off some really good mullet haircuts or just kind of long hair surfer looks. See how I match up. That curveball, that one's right there for a called strike 3. Sam Adams knew it. So the lefties down to their final out. It'll be Cam Kuster.
Now batting the center fielder, number 1, Cam.
The Night Owls in position to snap the lefties' 4-game win streak, even up this series. Rubber match, of course, tomorrow, 6:35. Kuster's 0 for 2 tonight. Sacrifice bunt in the second. He struck out his last at bat. Another curveball. That one catches the outer half. Granted, as far as the haircut is concerned, my hair is a lot more curly than a lot of the other guys. Fouled into the screen, 0-2. It's kind of curls where if you get up in the morning, you try to comb it, try and get the curls out, it hurts a little bit. So 0-2 the count. Lefties down to their final strike. 2 outs, nobody on. Way outside, 1-2 the count. So we'll do it again. Pinedo looking to throw a 1-2-3 ninth. That 1-2 curveball. That was a good one, a slow curveball. Back-to-back punch-outs for Pinedo to retire the side in the ninth. So the Night Owls able to bounce back. They snapped the Lefties' 4-game win streak tonight by a score of 8-2. Lefties able to keep it close for a while. Ultimately, they go down. They'll fall to 6-11 on the season. Night Owls improve to 7-9. 7-9, everybody. Now a game and a half up in the standings over the Port Angeles Lefties. Rubber match coming up tomorrow. I'm Evan Schmeiz, everybody. Griff McClellan is my live stream director. Matt Acker is the owner. Have a great rest of your night. We'll see you back here. Same time, same place, 6:35 start time.